Hi, everyone. So does anybody else out there do this? Our bathroom light fizzled out like a week ago. And all we have in there right now is the plug-in LED. Like, those things that last for years. It's the same one we got when we moved in here all those years ago. And we've pretty much been taking showers and stuff in the dark. We have just enough light to see. And we can't be bothered to change the light in the bathroom so that we can see fully. And I don't know, it seems kind of weird to me because we have light bulbs in the house. Like, I can go get a light bulb and we can switch it right now. But it kind of takes two people because it's like one of those old-fashioned like covers that I'm not even going to try to explain it. It's just it takes two people usually. Like, if you don't want to be standing, it just takes two people. That's all I'll say. And her and I are aware that this needs to happen. We're aware that we have light bulbs. And we're aware that we're both not doing anything about it. And I'm okay with that. Because when stuff like this happens, I just defer to her, or whatever the word is. Like, when she feels like she wants to put a light in, she'll come get me. And then we can both, like, put a new bulb in. It's been a week that this has been going on, like I said. Anybody else do shit like this? It's very rare that her and I are lazy in the same department. So this is kind of funny and nice. But anyways, that's not why I got on here. I got back on here because I really need to say something. It's since most of my episodes, or at least like a good portion of them, seem like they're based off of like some TV show. Sorry, this one is too. Again, it's The Voice. I just watched the most recent episode where all the judges filled up their teams. This is the American version of The Voice, so I'm very sorry for whoever out there doesn't have access to that. But I still think it's relevant to listen to. So toward the end of the show, this person got on there. Her name was Elle Rogers. She's 34. And before she performed her song, like, they do the little background thing on the artist, like trying to explain their whole life in 60 seconds, which is ridiculous. But up on the screen went her baby, like, not a baby picture, but like a picture from when she was like a very small child. And as I was looking at it in the background, she was saying, I've always felt like, or it was similar. This isn't word for word, paraphrasing, that she's always felt like she hasn't fit in. And as soon as she said that, in my mind, I immediately thought, oh my God, you're autistic. Please know that you're autistic. Oh my God, please know this. And a couple seconds later, she said that she got diagnosed with autism, or as autistic. I don't know how she said it. And I was like, oh my God, this is fucking great. Because this solidifies or confirms or whatever that I am so good at reading people. Oh my God, I'm so good at reading people. Because I knew that. But anyways, I was like, oh, I'm so good. But that wasn't why I got on here. I wanted to I don't even know if Elle Rogers listens to podcasts or anything. But if anybody out there knows this person, can you please just say thank you, or like tell her to email me so I can say thank you? Because not only did she say that she was diagnosed autistic, but after she did her song, and she was talking to the coaches or the judges or whatever they're called, coaches, I don't know. She said, she just kind of threw in there real quick, like, hey, I'm autistic, so something like if I do anything odd or whatever, it's because I'm autistic, my brain is wired differently, and she just kind of threw that out there. I couldn't believe it. Now, I know I have done a few different episodes about stuff exactly like this. Kyland on The Challenge. Like, I love TV, but I love it even more when I see us up there, like on these competition shows and stuff. Like, that's where I'm seeing us. And if there's any other shows out there that I haven't mentioned, you think I don't know about, that has like stuff like this where people talk about being autistic or whatever, can you tell me about them, please? Because like, even though I've seen this kind of scenario a handful of times, it's not enough. I want to just see this regularly. And like I'm just doing a little podcast that it doesn't really go that far. I don't think. That's why I put it on YouTube. I'm so proud of myself for that. And when you go on TV, you have like the whole fucking world. Like the whole world can see you and hear what you're saying. And she just announced that she's autistic, and I felt proud of her. I felt proud of myself. That's not an easy thing to do. And she just kind of was like, hey, so it seemed like she's pretty comfortable with her autism. And I just am so grateful. Because also, oh, by the way, I have yet to hear somebody who's an ordinary person say that I always felt like I never fit in. I have never heard an ordinary person say that. So, like, is this line, like, I've never felt like I fit in? Like, we all say it. Is it, oh, like, sorry about the talking. Oh, no, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. Not sorry about the talking. I am sitting somewhere else in my room, so I missed the sticky note that I wrote down earlier. I don't remember what I was saying. Ah, shit. Autistic. I don't know. I think I was talking something about like the whole world sees you, but that's a bigger platform. And that's where I was going with this. Even if we just get up there and just say the one or two sentences like she did, we don't have to get up there and give TED Talks, but the more that, the world sees us saying that we're autistic, and I don't know how my words are going to get so fucked if I try to explain this, but like, what I mean is I don't want to offend anybody because I say things the wrong way that I don't mean to. If more ordinary people can see us up there saying that we're autistic and that we felt like we haven't fit in, or that like our brains work differently, and then you could see the journey that like this person, Elle Rogers, gets to take throughout the voice, like however far she gets, like, I hope she mentions that she's autistic a few more times, because, you got to remind the ordinary people, and they need to see that like we're fucking people, man. Well, we're not fucking people. Well, some of us are fucking people. Well, do you know what I mean? I shouldn't have said that. I can't go back and edit that. I don't know how to. But yeah, I think I already said this, but I'm just going to say it again. Somebody tell Elle Rogers, thank you. And if there's a clip of this, like maybe on YouTube, which maybe there is, just, can you share that? Can you guys like spread that around? I just feel so grateful. So grateful that people are willing to go on TV and share that. And it's also kind of like a double-edged sword. Maybe that's the wrong phrase to use, but it's also like, really, we shouldn't still be living in a world where we just have, like, people still don't fucking know about this, about us, about like, our community. And they just run off of like the assumptions that they've made, the bad information that they read or get or whatever. They need to see more of this. And maybe that's not, maybe I said that the wrong way. Like, I don't want us to be like being observed like we're at the zoo or something, but we just need to be in front of people far more often, because that's how we're going to be recognized and listened to. And I'm so frustrated that this process is taking so fucking long. But I really, like, this has been an issue before I was born. People not being seen or heard, or hearing the word autism, and then you just have this like image of like this little white boy, that story. So when she was up there, I couldn't stop smiling. That's all I think I have to say about that. That was so fucking awesome. And then the last person that performed, she's definitely autistic. And if anybody saw that episode, you know what I'm talking about. Like, her parents, did you see that chick's parents? They're autistic. I don't know if they know. That whole family is autistic. And it's not judging, but like we have a look. And I'm not talking about the look that the ordinary people think that we need, oh my God, am I just talking in circles? You know how people are like, oh, do you have the look? Like the autism look? So, like, from an ordinary person's perspective, that look could be, like, duh, duh. I don't know. That's how I can, that's the best way I can explain, like, oh, my words are just failing me. Oh, man. What was I saying? Yeah, when an ordinary person says that, like, you look autistic, they don't mean that in a nice way. Like, for example, no, I'm not going to give an example because I really think my words are going to unintentionally offend, and I don't want that. But like, an autistic person says, like, we can see other autistic people. We don't say that in a mean way. Like, we can see each other. And I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's a look, like that's the best way I can describe it. I can just look at people and I know that they're autistic. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. There's probably a bunch of you that do the same thing. Sorry, I'm not like being judgmental of like that last girl that performed and her parents, but like, I was like, wow, what are the chances, man? 2 autistic people in a row? The chances are actually very fucking high because we're everywhere. We are everywhere. I see us all the time. And I see that people just don't know that they're autistic. And I just want to tell everybody, hey, but like I said, that's not an appropriate thing to do. But we're everywhere. It's the ones that found out or were diagnosed that are going up there like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, I want to see that happen as often as I see an autistic person on a TV show, which is pretty often. So I'm starting to think that we're really not that much of a minority, like people seem to think that we are. I just think there's so many people that don't know that they're autistic. There are so many. Like, I just feel it. I feel like there's more autistic people than ordinary people in the world. I don't know. This is a tangent. I'm sorry. I feel gratitude for representation, because also you guys, I'm not apologizing, don't worry. But you listen to how I talk, and sometimes like it goes well and sometimes I just struggle. Like, I'm struggling more now than I did earlier when I was recording. So I can't go up on like a TV show or like a stage. Like, I can't even talk. There's no way I would be able to do that in front of the whole fucking world. So when I see an autistic person do that and they've got the courage to do it, that is so fucking cool. And thank you to Elle Rogers for doing that, and for everybody else that does something like that. And that's all I wanted to say. Also, did I mention, just in case I didn't say this, Reba better not fucking tell her to close her eyes. Did I say that already? I don't know, because this is like the 3rd version I've recorded, because the cat kept meowing at the fucking door. Meow, 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 meow. And I had to feed him, and then I had to remind myself, he's still alive. He's still alive. Like, you love him. He's here for you. Go feed him. And so, like, I'm just all over the place right now. But yeah, Reba McEntire, do not tell Elle Rogers to open her eyes and perform for the audience by making eye contact, because I really hope Elle throws around the autism a few more times and says something to Reba like, hey, bitch. Reba's not a bitch, but like, hey, like, I'm going to shut my eyes if I want to. I don't know if she does close her eyes. I forgot if she does or not. I was just so enamored with like, oh, it's an autistic person telling everybody she's autistic. This is great. But Reba, you just better be careful. And I'm going to end this episode now. Thank you for everybody that goes on to the TV and shares this with the world. Okay, I can't talk anymore. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.